Hello, everybody. It is Matt and it is Fiendish Friday, and I am back at you with yet another review. Before I roll on to any of that, I want to wish each and every one of you a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk, all that lovely stuff, because life really is too short as is. Do me a really huge favor and like, share, and subscribe. I love seeing your beautiful faces when you are here. I know I'm here an awful lot, but I have an awful lot on my plate to review. And one last little tidbit of information. Check out the description box. I give you a bigger bite of every single movie of every single day, such as your brief synopsis, your starring cast, director, runtime of the cut I am watching, a link for a trailer, a link for where you can watch this for free, and if you decide you can help support Matt's Movie Mania and toss me a couple of bucks. Now that I got all that said and mind and all that out of the way, let's roll on to the film of the day. And today's is a very interesting film. It came out 96 years ago. It is none other than the Paul Leni film known as The Man Who Laughs. Wow, what an interesting, amazing little film this is. I shouldn't say little. It's a hour and 50 minutes, so it's a little bit longer one, especially for a silent film era. But it is absolutely stunning from beginning to end. What is it about it basically? Well, you have a young boy who is being forced out of England with his father was killed, and he was sent with these horrible people that surgically disfigured him to where he is always looking like he is smiling, like a really big, like, Joker smile type of thing. So he's being exiled, and the people that have him throw him off the boat. They don't want anything to do with him. He goes walking along, eventually finds a dead woman with a baby in her arms. Luckily, the baby is still alive, and our good friend Gwynplaine is the name of the smiling man. He saves the baby, goes walking through this horribly snowy area, and then eventually finds somebody to help them. And this person, he helps them. He takes them in under his wing, basically. He runs a freak show of sorts, and is using Gwynplaine, and Dia is the baby. This is years later when they're grown up. Dia is blind, by the way, or Dea, however it's pronounced. I'm not sure. Either way, it doesn't really matter. She's a blind person, who eventually her and Gwynplaine fall in love. It's kind of forbidden love, because you start to find things out about Gwynplaine in his past and who his parents were, or are. His dad was, essentially, and you find out he's an heir apparent to the throne. So he goes and he gets all this money, and he is forced to marry, or they're trying to force him to marry this other woman, who in which he does not love. All of his love lies with Dea, or however it's pronounced. She is just completely devoted to him, and likewise with her. So he has this little speech about how he doesn't want to marry her, and how he laughs in the face of the queen, and it causes a huge uproar. All the while this is going on, Dea and the man that took them under his wing they're being exiled out of England as quickly as possible. So Gwynplaine, it doesn't really know what's going on with them, and they don't know what's going on with him. They at one point tell him he is dead, and then they find out he is alive, and it is just absolutely a remarkable film. I'm not going to give away a whole lot on the plot because I want you guys to check this out. This is absolutely a banger. If you like silent films, you will enjoy this. It is definitely. It was my first time viewing last night. I will say it is now one of my top 3 favorite silent films of all time, followed by Nosferatu, and I believe Haxan was also a silent film, which is one of my favorites as well. But anyways, now on to the 3 things that I love my movies to meet. First is audio, which audio is, this is a silent film, so there won't be any score there. It'll be a 0, be a blank. But the dialogue fits for its time rather well. This is set in the 1600s, and they do a great job. I'm guessing how people talked back then, or at least back in the 1920s is how they talked. So I'm going to give it an A on that end because it is very authentic feeling. You really feel like you've gone back in a time machine and you're back in the 1600s. That's how good it is, in my opinion, on that aspect. So I'm going to give it an A. Now on to the editing. The editing is fine in this. I think it is put together really well. There is not a dull moment. It doesn't get boring. Granted, yeah, it is almost 2 hours long. It still moves at a very steady pace, and I really liked that. It really made my day watching this film. So I'm going to give another A on the editing side. And now on to my final score of 1 through 5. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5, actually. This is a rare occasion where I throw out the 5. I think this is a masterpiece and should be seen by the masses, or at least people that have a love for film, a love for silent film. It's more of a dramatic horror that's going on there. It's not like a straight up horror film or anything like that, but it has horrific elements. Alright guys, love your faces. Can't wait to see you on, let's see, the Sunday I should be back with another review. And as always, I love your faces, and peace.